We had a news conference, and they asked me the exact same question. I said, I disavow. Now, right after the program that we're talking about, and I thought it was clear, but we're talking about groups. I do have to know the name of the group, because who knows? I mean, they have to give me the name of the group. But right after, when I reviewed it, I put out a tweet and I put out on Facebook that I totally disavow. Now, everybody knew I did that, but the press refused to look at that. It was right after. And I disavowed then. I disavowed today on ABC with George Stephanopoulos. I disavowed again. I mean, how many times are you supposed to disavow? But I disavow, and hopefully it's the final time I have to do it. But if you look at Facebook and if you look at Twitter, right after the show, I put out a statement because I want everybody to be sure.
All right, thank you, and welcome to Disavowed. I am your always honorable and humble host, Bevo. Today I have with me Alexander Portelli. He is with Printly.com. I guess the mainstream media would describe you guys as a fake news, or I don't know. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, and maybe even your background a little bit, and then your organization or your print.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, yeah, I guess we're not fake news. They love to call us that. We pretty much do what CNN does, I guess, but from the conservative side is our kind of thing. I'm from New York originally. Grew up in upstate New York. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada now. I've been out west for 5 years. Yeah, I do a number of things, but Printly is probably what I'm most well known for. So,
all right. How did Printly come into existence?
How the heck did it come in? It started almost as an accident because it was kind of an e-commerce site, and we had a lot of business customers, and we said, well, let's do some like news articles to kind of for business and politics, like a professional, unbiased platform. And that was right in around 2015 when Trump was just about running, and we just noticed that nobody was covering Trump, and every time we would do any kind of the media was horrible to him. So if we had something that went out that was very pro-Trump, it just did very well, and we just kind of steered totally to completely news, conservative news. So yeah, and then since then now that's all we focused on is conservative, the conservative side view of things.
And then you began to be not only banned basically by Google. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, it's by now. By now we've been. I mean, as you know, we were just talking about it, but we've probably been banned multiple times with Google, banned from Facebook. We've figured out ways to kind of. I mean, now their algorithm, they've just got so much stuff going on, they almost can't keep up with shadow banning everybody. But yeah, we've had ups and downs. There was a point where we suspended for a bit because the whole media, actually after Trump won, everybody blamed us for Trump winning. It was actually in the news, ABC, yeah. Washington Post, and they said, we can't let the sites like Printly put out all this crap. Look what happened, Trump won, and they really came hard on us, trying to demonetize us and trying to kill our reach. But we're still here, so yeah. Better than ever, amazingly.
All right. So when I first met you, I believe you were more towards the libertarian side of things.
And I'm still very libertarian. I'm a very libertarian guy, personally. Sometimes even what we publish, because when we have writers as well, and I have a partner with it, we publish things I don't even agree with sometimes. But it's not to push my agenda, so to speak. It's pushing the given the Trump agenda, I suppose. But overall, though, 99% of what we put out, I definitely stand by a lot of it. And Trump has made me a lot more conservative since he won as well.
So when you first started getting involved in politics, were you involved with the Ron Paul?
Yeah, man, that's who made me a Republican. And if Ron Paul ran again, I would definitely. I don't know if were you a Ron Paul supporter? Or?
Yeah,
yeah, man, he's the OG.
Yeah, he was sort of the one after 2012 when he lost, and I seen the left try to label him as a racist or a Nazi.
Yep.
That was sort of the like black pill for me.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
And go ahead.
No, keep going. You're totally right.
Yeah, and that was the black pill for me. And I realized that no matter who we nominate, no matter how honest we are with our beliefs, and the other side is going to be disingenuous.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it was with Printley. Printley was pretty much like, okay, they play dirty. You know, I remember even when we were just starting, I would watch a Trump speech, even with Trump, and he does a speech, and I remember there was one where there was a lady with a baby crying behind him. You probably remember this. And he said as a joke, the baby is crying, and she was going to leave or whatever, and he's like, no, don't leave, you're okay. And she's like laughing and everything, and then he makes a joke because he's from New York. He's got that bombastic, so he's like, oh no, get out of here, take the baby out of here, and they're all laughing. It's over. CNN, the first thing they report: Trump kicks mother with crying baby out of rally. Which was not what happened at all. It's like you watch it, like that's not what I saw. And it's like every day with that, they just lie. They outright lie. They play dirty. So Printley, we play dirty on the conservative end almost, Yeah. So
it's fight fire with fire, right?
Exactly. That's it, man.
and then as I was leaving the Ron Paul movement, at first I initially supported Rand when he was running. But when I got off Rand was okay. I basically had this premise when the primary started. It was Trump, Cruz, Rand, and Carson. Okay, I felt out of them four, I would have supported any of them four, no matter who won, right? And I thought them four should have came together and sort of made a pact, right? Mm-hmm. And then the first debate, Rand decided to attack Trump. You remember that?
Yep.
And that's when I was like, Trump's the guy. That's when I started deciding, because there's no way they would have came after Trump like that unless he was a threat, right? Yep. And so then I noticed the shift in the libertarian movement, right? Mm-hmm. You had the libertarians. I think most of us that were with the Paul campaign, a lot of us joined on with Trump.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But it wasn't a clear majority. It might have been like 60%, right?
You got some went to Bernie Sanders even.
Yeah, right. Right. But then you began to see the Libertarian Party is nothing like it was when Ron Paul ran. And now we have this platform, the defund the police. And I'm sorry, libertarianism is not defund the police.
Right.
Libertarianism, they believe in small government.
Right, not no government.
Right. But the basic premise of libertarianism is I want them to protect personal property. Yep. I want them to protect liberty. I want them to protect people's rights, right?
Yep.
Now what they're pushing now is anarchy. It's anarchism, right? And I believe most of the people in the street are anarcho-communist, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not even right-wing anarchists. They're communist anarchists. And I don't understand how people are looking at this and have this feeling of just imagine for a moment if we handed them all power.
Oh my goodness. Right? Yeah, it would be horrible.
Does it make you feel liberated?
No, not at all. It'd be terrifying. Not at all.
These people would not be for smaller government.
No, not at all. With the things that they want to do, they would need a gigantic government for it. That's what's ironic about it.
Yeah. So why do you think it is that the libertarians, a lot of them, have gotten behind this?
It's attention, I guess. I mean, it's a way for them to try to, I guess just a way for them to be heard, I suppose. Nobody pays attention to them, especially the Libertarian Party, So anything that they can do that can be controversial to try and, get the attention of these protesters, they're going to do. It's the same with Occupy Wall Street, I guess. They did the same thing. It's not going to work, of course, but I mean, this is why the Libertarian Party doesn't go anywhere.
But and I feel so ironic because I've had my issue. I'm by no means like they label me a bootlicker now, right?
Yeah, I know, man. It's
right. I'm a bootlicker. I am by no means a bootlicker.
right,
like,
absolutely.
Like I've had major issues. I'm against the drug war. I want to legalize or decriminalize all drugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm even against pirating on the streets. I don't even want the cops out there pulling people over for nonsense. Yeah. I want them to focus on real crime.
Yes, exactly.
And I just feel it's so ironic that people like me and you are being labeled.
Now we're the bootleggers, the lickers. Yep. Well, that's so. As you've seen, and as we kind of discussed before, so 3 days ago, Printly did a event on Facebook, just 3 days ago. It's titled "American Patriots Retake the Occupation Zone in Seattle," and that has exploded since then. It's reached over 500,000 people. Over 12,000 have signed up as interested in going. 1,200 have confirmed going. It's gotten about 9,000 shares, and it's a huge event. And yeah, even in there, all the Antifa, it spread through that occupation zone they have in Seattle very, very quick. So within a day, all of them were literally trying to troll this event. And yeah, that was like the general theme of their troll was that we're bootlickers because, we I don't know, for whatever reason, because we want to go down there and take the barriers down and free the people of that neighborhood.
Now getting to that though, okay. Do you feel that this? What made you decide that this was the best way forward?
It kind of started as like half because they were kind of annoying to watch, and half as a joke. I didn't think it was going to take off like it has. And it seems like there's a lot of mixed things going on. We're hearing out of that. It looks like now they've also originally, if you remember, they were CHAZ and they were seceding from the United States. Now they've backpedaled on that, probably because they were afraid. So now they switched their names to be called CHOP or something. But it still looks like I don't know what's going on there. You saw there's a video of a Christian preacher was choked and beaten. There was a black patriot tried to walk through the zone with an American flag. They basically mobbed him. So it looks like, that's their anarchy. There's reports of like a warlord, a SoundCloud rapper becoming the warlord. So I think it's funny. I think it drives them nuts. I don't see why, if they're going to be so upset, there's nothing illegal about going over there and taking the barricades off of the road that they've put up to block traffic from, and people coming in. It's public property. So we've got a lot of bikers and a lot of patriot groups that are really outraged about what they see going on there. And, we're going to go up there. They don't own that property. So I think it's a great way to kind of go forward and drive them nuts,
What I also find is so ironic. Like I was talking with someone online, and he's a religious guy. He primarily focuses on religion when he's talking, right? And he told me that he believes that that God is on the side of the protesters and rioters, right?
Yeah.
I said to this gentleman, I said, if that's true, why don't you go buy some Bibles?
Yep.
And go down there and try to hand out Bibles to these people.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
How do you think that would go?
Yeah. Oh, that would not go good if it's like the street preacher. They choked the guy for 30 minutes. It was crazy.
These people are openly most atheist or
they're
right?
communists. They're definitely, because that was like a Karl Marx thing, is you can't have communism with religion. So, and in that famous quote, which I don't even know, I've read it's fake. I don't know if it's true or not, but where he said religion is the opiate of the masses. So they hate religion. If you go up there with any kind of Bible stuff like that street preacher did, oh, they'll probably mob you for sure and throw you out.
And you know what else I find so ironic? These people tend to be like anti-colonialist, right?
Yep.
Right, and they go set up a little colony inside of a country illegally. They don't own anything there.
Yep.
They don't own any of that property down there. Then the first thing they do is set up borders.
Yep.
And have people with guns.
Oh yeah.
Protecting those borders.
Yep.
They're doing exactly what they're against.
Exactly. They've proven our point. They absolutely have. Actually, we just got a video too. There was somebody went over there and interviewed one of their border security guys. It's really funny. I'll show you a picture of him. There's a video on YouTube. They just put it on YouTube. And he just says like, oh, he was just a homeless guy, and they told him to watch that's him. They told him to stand and guard the border. And he said he was been there for 12 hours guarding the border because somebody told him to. It's very bizarre what's going on up there.
Now my question is, do you believe that this is the best way forward?
Yeah, I think why not? They can, it's a bunch of radical kids. They're little fascists. I don't care what they can call themselves, Antifa, anti-fascist. They absolutely are fascist. And I think that you need to tackle fascism head on. So Antifa is fascist. What they do, they don't want other people's opinions to be heard. They don't want people to be able to express opinions other than theirs. We've seen all the rallies where they would attack people outside of Trump rallies, outside of whatever. They're fascists, so you have to take fascists head on. Actually, even now talking about this more, I kind of was nonchalant about it before, but it does kind of get me a little upset. And that they think they can just go into American cities and take over and just decide they're going to decide what the rules are, what the laws are. We even have, I'll show you, it's blacked out, but the name is blacked out, but we've even gotten messages at our event from people who live in the neighborhood, who live in Capitol Hill in the autonomous zone. And they are saying that, yeah, it's bad. And they actually are excited for us to come because, it's they can't even, they're afraid they'll leave their houses even. It's that bad.
I mean, imagine just one day you wake up and you're inside of this community where you've lived your whole life, right? Yep. Right? And now you got all these people just around you saying, hey, this is the way it's going to be.
Yep, checking your IDs, asking who you are, what you're doing. The police can't come in. They said we've gotten messages from residents that said that now there's petty crime everywhere and they can't do anything. The police won't even respond. People's cars are getting broken into. People are peeking through people's houses at night. There's nothing they can do. They're getting accosted by random homeless people with, acting like thugs who are questioning what their business is there. So yeah, it's crazy. It's mind boggling. And they think that they have the, they are the, on the right side.
Yeah. They're the moral high ground. They're the good ones that have, the justice on their side. But I truly believe that this will collapse under its own weight. We picked July 4th as our liberation date for a few reasons. One, because it gives us a lot of time to get as much support as we can to go up there. We want to get 10,000 conservatives to sign on for it. It also gives them some time to implode themselves. I'm sure by then there will be so much infighting if they haven't cleared the camp yet. But yeah, no, it's. I mean, all these groups, these leftist groups, they always fraction. It's easy to let that's kind of every leftist movement. Yeah, and I think that should be more of our strategy, even on the defund the police side.
Yep.
Let these people defund the police in their cities.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see how it goes. And honestly, I'm not even pro-police. I don't even mind people setting up their own enclaves or whatever. The problem with me is that it's so one-sided. Like the news is barely even covering this.
No, they're not. They're totally biased.
Right. Now, if the right wing, if you remember with the Bundys, when they went and did this on the BLM.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were labeled insurrectionist, terrorists.
The media was, oh yeah, they kept asking when are they going to go get these people, and they were, where the hell were they? They were in the middle of nowhere. They weren't occupying a
city.
the middle of a city.
Right. Now, if we tried to do this same thing,
Oh my God,
right?
it would be Waco times 10, Ruby Ridge, freaking yeah. I mean, it's true. I mean, when Printly had an article about it, I mean, conservatives have been murdered for doing the same thing in a much more peaceful fashion.
Right.
We've been murdered for trying to do it in the middle of the Idaho, forests. And these guys can just go. They have guns. They're armed. They're concealed carrying, which is illegal. They're still doing it. They're open carrying, which is legal in Washington State. But they've taken over city streets, which you see in a third world country. You might see that in. But yeah, and there's the government is doing nothing.
Well, see, that's part of my position also.
Yep.
Okay. I honestly believe that the only thing protecting these anarchists is the very thing they're fighting against, the law. The law.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Right? Because let's say this breaks down in this country completely to the degree where there is no law.
Yep.
These people will be dealt with accordingly then. Because
absolutely.
Conservatives tend to be the people of law. The only thing stopping most conservatives from going down there and doing something is the law.
The law. Yep.
We're not scared of these clowns.
No, not at all. Absolutely.
Yeah, and how do you feel about that though? That the very people you guys might show up down there, and if things go bad, the police might be rounding you guys up and throwing you in jail.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to be very careful, and these things get out of hand. And we've been, very specific with people. We're not going to make sure we're not going to break the law. We are going peacefully, and it's of course you have a right to defend yourself. But from what we see, the opposition there is they're tough online, but they would in person they wouldn't be too much to handle. But yeah, you got to be careful. Absolutely, we're gonna go. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, conservatives are always very well behaved at events, though. But yeah, we don't want anyone to get arrested for sure. If we can take down the barriers, then we will. We have gotten some through third parties messages from Seattle PD. Amazingly, people with Seattle PD. Kind of just saying it along the same lines that they support this and just make sure that people are not breaking the law. But we'll see. We're definitely going there though.
Yeah. All right. So what is the plan? It's July 4th. Do you have a spot where you plan on meeting up yet?
Yeah, we have some teams there now that are kind of like honing down the best places to meet. We're going to do it probably two-pronged because we have people who are riding with bikes up there. A lot of people, it seems now. So we're going to have a few different staging areas for everybody that's going up with their bikes to meet in the morning, and so they can kind of rally together and then head downtown. And then meanwhile, people that don't have bikes, we're going to pick up. We've got it narrowed down as well, but we haven't solidly chosen a spot yet where everybody on foot can meet and kind of gather and rally, and then together we'll all make the march and the ride to the CHAZ, and then we'll start dismantling their illegal barricades. Taking it down. I don't really expect much of any resistance. So.
Yeah. All right. Now, what's the Facebook page again that you've set up?
It is. Let me give you the right exact name. So it's American Patriots. 1 sec. American Patriots retake the Seattle occupation zone for America. So, yep.
All right, and then anywhere else you can be printly.com, right?
Yeah. Follow Printly's Facebook page for all the latest articles, and or if you go to printly.com directly, we're updating our readers every day on the growing movement. So even since we've talked, it looks like about 300 more people have committed to attending. So,
all right, is there anything else you'd like to say where you can be reached or?
No, I think that's good, man. It's in, and I'm on Facebook as well. And anybody is interested in my all the crazy stuff going on in my life or following me, you're welcome to add me. So,
all right, I just implore you to be as safe as you possibly can, and because in a way you're going to represent all conservatives.
yeah, absolutely. It's no, I agree. And anyone who's listening who's attended in the rally, just remember too, even though we keep reiterating that we're going there peacefully, not to break the law, and as long as it can be done without violence, we'll clean up this neighborhood that these kids have made a mess of, and take down all these obstructions in the street. So we'll see you there.
All right, Alexander Portelli, it was a pleasure. Glad having you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for being on.
All right, have a good night.
All right.